What up, my great peoples? Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Convicted to Grow podcast. I'm your girl, Coach Tressa, motivational speaker and confidence coach. And y'all know how we do. This is the podcast where we talk about growth, resilience, confidence, really, truly in all areas of our lives, whether it's career, business, health and wellness, finances, or just our overall personal and spiritual development. And so here we are. We're live. We're alive. And so I do apologize. I was like a few minutes late. Like, bless me, y'all. Charge it to my mind and not my heart. But I was like, oh, shoot, I got to get my coffee, got to get my water. But anyway, and if you do watch this on the replay side, please make sure you put hashtag replay gang in the chat so I know that you are was able to watch this. Okay. Again, thank y'all once again. I appreciate it. Today, now let me see. I was gonna do the TikTok and the YouTube at the same time, but I realized last time it threw me off. So this time I'm actually going to do the YouTube recording and then I'll do my TikTok, because the thing about TikTok is I can play music in the background. I can't do that over here on the TikTok street, on YouTube streets. So all right, don't you start acting up. So anyway, so today's episode, I want to talk about what fasting had taught me beyond the scale. And again, like I said, this podcast serves as growth in all areas. So you're going to get not just on the confidence and the entrepreneurship and the business side, but the health and wellness too. Because here's the thing, health is our biggest wealth. Okay. And I'm going to just tell you guys just my experience in these last 4 months, why I started, what has taught me, and what's my going forward plan, right? If you are watching this live time, just drop in the chat. Just say, hey, I'm here, or drop a green heart, drop where you from, where you represent. Because again, I'm trying to get used to recording live podcast sessions and staying focused and still trying to monitor comments that come in. So, hey, there you have it. So anyway, household items. If you are on the audio side, please make sure you hop over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see the visuals of this. Also, too, just know your likes, your comments, and your shares are priceless to me. So if there's anything that I ever say that resonate with you, please make sure you put in the comments and let me know. Like, hey, because at the end of the day, that means a lot, especially to our creators, right? Anybody who get up, create videos, create content, your likes, your comments, even the shares, it means something to people, And so, yeah, so here we go. And I got notes because y'all, I can be all over the freaking place, for real. But you know what? How are you feeling? On a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling? Like 10 being the greatest, 5 being, okay, I'm halfway there, and 1 just like, Matter of fact, if you feeling less than a 5, don't say nothing at all. What's up, Dorian? How you doing, love? How's it going? Dorian? You know this is something new for me. And what's crazy is I'm recording through StreamYard, which I still need to get more like the thing is with TikTok, I can see who's watching. Instagram, you can see who's watching. I don't even know who's watching me on the live unless they comment. But thank you, Doria. Shout out from Doria all the way from California. Oh my gosh. Oh, you up early. Oh, you said you woke up feeling about a 7 or 8. Okay. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it, love. I appreciate it. I think for me today, probably a 9 plus. I'm feeling. Then they say I'm feeling myself, right? And it doesn't help, y'all. I done had my second cup of coffee. Um, which by the way, I need to come up with another habit because I feel like I have to have coffee every single day. You know the people who smoke cigarettes, which but people who smoke cigarettes and get up and have to have a cigarette every single day. I gotta have my coffee every single day, and I'm trying to wean myself off of that. So if y'all got some suggestions where I ain't gotta be drinking coffee all the time, please let me know. And then I got my water over here, but I'm feeling a 9, right? I feel good. I don't know. Y'all know I'm 47. I just feel like I'm in my soft girl era. I'm just feeling me. And it's no, I'm not feeling sorry about that. I'm feeling me, feeling confident, feeling bold. But yeah. So thank you, Dorian. I appreciate you for the comment. Um so today I want to talk about the fasting part. And yes, it's about fasting, but it's bigger than that. And if you stick around towards the end, I'm going to show you a video. Um, I was hesitant about showing it because I was kind of embarrassed about it, but I think you need to see the growth. And I think you need to see it because um, just stick around, okay? So if you're part of the replay game, make sure you stick around because I am going to play this video towards the end. But honestly, why? First of all, let me give y'all a definition, and we ain't gonna go through all this because y'all can Google some of this stuff yourself. But it's really my experience. And before I get into this, I am not a medical professional. I am okay. I'm gonna say that again. I'm not a medical professional. So anything you do or start, right? You want to seek your professional people first, okay? So I'm talking about my experience. So yeah, all right, shout out to Quincy. Good, he said good morning. Okay, we're always on 100 over here. I believe it. I believe it. Thank you for joining, love. I appreciate you. Um, so let me just tell y'all this real quick, and then of course, so y'all already know fasting, right? It's an intentional act of abstaining from food or something from a period of time. People fast for various reasons, right? They fast for weight loss, they fast for clarity, it's spiritual. Sometimes it's just to get back to on that track of being focused, right? And there's different types of fasting. There's an intermittent fasting where you can do 16, 8, 24, or OMAD, OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. Believe it or not, people do that. And and then you have the spiritual fast, you have the partial fast, and things like that. But again, I'm not here to tell you about what that all is about. Y'all can Google that on your own. Pretty much what it is, but why I started. So I'm gonna be honest. Couple of reasons why I started. My very first reason why I started fasting this year. Number one, it really started off as weight loss. I remember on February the 17th, I was sitting in the parking lot at the grocery store. And it was early one morning. I had just came from the gym. It was early one morning, and one of my friends, who I used to do my makeup when I want it professionally done. Shout out to Jeff, aka Makeup Machine. But one of my friends, we usually do these voice texts and just like back and forth. And he was leaving because I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he was telling me about his journey, how he's doing some things, shifting differently, removing people out of his life, just being more clear of what he wants now in this season. And on February 17th, I was leaving him a voice message, and I was sitting in the parking lot. And you know how you sit in the parking lot and you kind of scroll a little bit, you don't get right out the car. I'm one of them people sometimes, especially even when I pull up at the house. And I remember a memory showed up, like a memory of, how your Facebook memories show up. I remember a memory had showed up. For one, I didn't like how I looked. Okay. Two, I remember, now mind you, that was February 17th of this year. I had just did 2 speaking engagements in January. And in January of doing those 2 speaking engagements, I remember one, I was on stage and I did something for YMCA. I ain't like how I looked. One, I didn't like how I looked, and I didn't like how I felt. I felt like going up the steps. I was always out of breath, right? I just always felt sluggish. I always felt bloated. And so I felt like I had exhausted all options when it came to just this weight loss, right? And so when I first started this thing, I was like, I don't have no other choice. I done tried every single, let's just say, diet in the book. And what I've learned, when we say diet, we restrict ourselves. We restrict ourselves when it comes to a diet. I had tried everything, y'all. I tried everything but the daggone shot. That's one thing I wasn't gonna do. But I had tried the cabbage soup diet. I had tried starving myself. Like, it was just a lot of things I had tried, these trends, and I never stuck with it. That was number one. And I just remember saying, I don't like how I feel. And here's the thing, I had just left the gym. And even just leaving the gym, I felt a little hungry. And normally, sometimes I'll go, I can't believe I'm telling y'all my business. Oh, Lord. Sometimes, oh my God. Well, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I ain't got no reason to hide, because I think sometimes our story serves as inspiration for others. So sometimes when I believe in gym early in the morning, I kind of feel like I was on low, like I feel like I wanted something to eat. And so sometimes I will go across to Hardee's. If y'all know about Hardee's, I can't believe I'm telling y'all this. If you know about Hardee's, put me in the chat. Um, that's probably more of a southern thing. Some of you guys probably don't have never heard of Hardee's, but I think there was sister company or brother company is Roy Rogers. But anyway, left the gym, did a good hour on treadmill, and then I would go across the street and I would go get me like a chicken biscuit or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, because it's breakfast, right? And I'm still frustrated because I'm not losing weight. So I'm just like, okay. So I say all to say, that morning when I was sitting in the parking lot, and I was just thinking, and I was like, God, what's my next move looking like? This ain't it. I feel scattered, meaning a lot of thoughts. I don't know about you guys, but how many of you ever felt like you feel all over the place? Like, life is life, and things are going on. You can't stay focused. You're distracted by every little thing. You don't see results. And here's the thing, in February 17th, I looked at my schedule coming up. I had 10 engagements booked from March to May. And I'm just looking at myself and I'm just like, I don't want to. I feel always tired. I feel sluggish. I feel like I'm not showing up as my best self. And so I remember praying in the parking lot. And I said, God, I don't know what else. I need your help. Like, and I felt it different this time. And I don't know what it was, because it wasn't a trend. It wasn't that I got on TikTok to say, you know what, let me see what I can do today to jumpstart this. I felt like before I went in that grocery store, like in my prayer, just kind of like this inner voice just said, fast, like fast. Like, what? So I started looking it up. I started going online and just kind of figuring out what does this mean? I've tried fasting before. I did it when the church did a fast, like, right? They do it every year. What they call it, the Daniel's fast and things like that. And I've done it, when we have a challenge, like you sustain from something, whether it's, whatever it is, social media, whatever. But I felt like even in that moment, I was in a parking lot that morning, I remember just hearing the voice say fast. And I just felt, I had already felt overwhelmed, because again, I'm looking at my schedule. I got all these speaking engagements coming up. And I'm just like, I can't look like what I looked like in January, because January, like I said, I didn't feel my best self. Number two, I had just got the lab report from my doctor from my physical, who had said to me, your cholesterol is still high. We will come back in 6 months. He never tell me that. Normally he'll say, all right, see you next year. That's what he used to say, because you get an annual physical. So the fact this time, out of the last 3 years of having just high cholesterol, and my numbers have been, one time my number was like at 290. It has dropped down to 260. He said it's still high, for my age, for my height, and things like that. And so when I saw the report and it was like, come back in 6 months, and then it had, how you have doctor notes, and it just had a woman, right? High risk, and African American woman, but that's what he had in his notes. A woman. What did he say? What did he say? High risk of heart disease. And then it said, advise patient that, to come back in 6 months. But if she changed her diet, drop weight, we think we can control this. Because I have never been on medication for my cholesterol. Thank God. And I don't want to be. So the discipline of it all was like, first of all, looking at that, look at how I was feeling sluggish, just feeling so clouded, mind just all over the place. And God was speaking to me, just say fast. So I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And even in that moment, it was kind of like, all right, don't you go buy no more wine. I need you to get rid of the sugar. Like, you need to hold a whole detox. And so I walked in, I left Jeff and voice text, because here's the thing. Normally every year for my birthday, I do a photo shoot. Y'all go back and look. I do a photo shoot. I love doing photo shoots because it's like branding, right? It's the confidence in me. And I just love doing it. And I love comparing. And I just felt like even in prayer moment, God was like, you're not doing a photo shoot this year. Hey, Priscilla. Oh, we got another California person on here. Look at God want to do it. We had Dorian from California. Y'all up early. I love it. But anyway, I remember y'all it was just like the whole fast. Look, see, here I go getting off track, looking at the comments. But no, I appreciate it. I remember calling Jeff, and I said to Jeff, because we were planning a photo shoot for May last month. And I remember telling Jeff, I said, Jeff, I can't do it. Because he was going to help me be the director. He said, trust me, we're going to change up the clothes. You need to be outside. You need to do something different and all this stuff. And I remember telling him in February after we planned, I said, I can't do it. I can't do a photo shoot right now. I said, right now, for whatever reason, I'm praying about this thing. God is telling me I need to fast. I got, these engagements coming up. I need to focus. I'm trying to get my cholesterol down. I got so much going on. I can't do it. And I'm like, man, I really want to do it, but for what? For what? I done did 2-3 photo shoots in the last 3 years. And I said to him, I said, listen, I apologize. I know I got you all hyped up that we was going to make this an experience before my birthday. I can't do it. I got to put some work in. That's exactly what I said to him. I said, I got to put some work in. I said, let's revisit this. I would rather see what I can do for the rest of this year. And let's go into 2026 with a bang. Something around November, December, and bam, and he was like, listen, it's totally up to you. I get it. And I said, no, I'm not, I can't do it. So that's the obedient side of the house, right? So I remember going to the grocery store. I said, all right, this is it. I recorded a video to myself. I started on February 18th, and I needed clarity and I needed control. I didn't have control over what I was eating. I didn't have control of just even emotions, because y'all know how we do. We eat out of emotion sometimes, right? And especially in our community, food is centered around everything. Somebody can die, we're gonna eat. Somebody born, we're gonna eat. Like any occasion, we're gonna eat. I had no control, and even when I was even in my moment of the healing journey, the grief journey, I used to do a lot of emotional eating. DoorDash, Uber Eats were on payroll because I was not prepping my meals. I was ordering out all the time. In fact, when I go back now and look at how much I spent, baby, I ain't gonna even tell y'all how much I spent a week just by the laziness of ordering food. And so that was the main reason I started the fast. Honestly, it really was just for weight loss. It wasn't nothing else but just the weight loss. But as I started on February 18th, and I said, okay, God, I'm going to walk this thing, and more. I don't know what's going to take place, but I can't give up now. I can't keep, excuse my language, I can't keep half-ass doing things. Y'all know how we do. We start something and we don't finish. I knew I had a purpose to finish what I started. I had been talking, y'all been rocking me for a while. I've been talking about a book for the last 18 months. Hell, it took me almost 2 years to get this podcast out. So I was like, Tressa, I had to look at myself in the mirror, y'all. Got out the shower and I got looked in the mirror like, what do you want? What do you want in life? What is it right now that you want? And I said, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be healed. I want to be, just the happiness of it all because the happiness comes from within. Are you happy with yourself? That's the question I'll ask you. Are you truly happy with yourself? Are you happy how you look? Are you happy in your relationship? Are you happy in your friendships? Are you happy in your job or your career? Are you happy? And even though I saw on paper like all these speaking engagements coming up, deep down inside, y'all, I was not happy with myself. I didn't like the fact that of one seeing those numbers on paper and the doctor giving me this warning sign, right? And telling me come back in 6 months. I didn't like the fact that I didn't like how I looked how I felt. I'm like, I'm trying. And so when I started, what you say, when we fast, dedicate time to God and just listen, that's what I did. That's what I did. And so I remember starting that journey and I said, okay, I'm going to record it. I did record it for myself, but I didn't post it right away. Because here's the thing. Sometimes, here's the thing I tell people, if you want accountability, post it. Post it to your followers and post it to the world, because what you don't want to do is egg on face. And so that's another reason why y'all see me now posting my before and after in this journey, because at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do is go back to how I was looking in January and how I was feeling. Because how that look, y'all looking at me like, well, what did she do? How did she revert back and go back? No, we ain't about to do that. Not in this season. And so I was like, okay, what's next for me? What is my next move looking like? Like for somebody on the outside looking in, Tressa got it all together. She's getting booked and busy. She's getting all these speaking engagements. She's getting these clients. And yes, I'm so grateful for that. But the internal side of me was that I need to make sure that my health was in order. Because here's the thing, I can go cash checks all day long, but if my health ain't in order, what am I doing? I'm doing a disservice to my body. My body is my temple. And so I was like, all right, God. So I started creating a routine where I would get up and I have what you call mirror talk affirmation. And this is one of the things that I teach even in our community. When we did the 21-day challenge, I said, you need to have mirror talk affirmations. Speak life to yourself. Speak it to yourself till you believe that the words that come out of your mouth holds weight, it holds power, that the words that come out of your mouth is the anointing, that the words that come out of your mouth is here to heal you and help you and give you hope and let you know that you can do this. You are like that little engine that could, right? I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, till you train your subconscious mind to say, I know I can. And so I started talking with conviction. I started speaking with conviction, waking up in the morning, giving God the honor, the glory, and the praise to say, thank you. Thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for allowing me to see a beautiful day. Thank you for giving me the breath of life to go out here and make some things happen. I get 24 hours. It's up to me. Yes, you give me free will, but it's up to me to go out here and make some things happen. Right. And so speaking it into existence was like saying to myself, looking in the mirror and telling myself, I am. How many of you guys speak affirmations? I'm telling you, it's so powerful. I am beautiful. I am confident. I am healthy. I am healed. I got what it takes to win. I move with strategy and not emotions. I am love. I am chosen by God. I am built by God. I am a multimillionaire, right? Time just ain't caught it with me yet, but I am. I am what I am, period. And so I started doing that and just started creating a routine. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I first started this fasting thing, the first 10 days was hell. It was challenging because you got to think about it. I'm ridding my body off. One, I'm not drinking the wine. I'm not eating the sweets. I'm not eating the sugar. I'm not even eating past 8. I'm only eating from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. That was my window, right? Now, granted the fact there have been times I was on the cusp of, right? Or there was times where I may have went out and I had something like right at 9, right? But for the most part, 12 to 8 was my window. That was it. And I was like, Tressa, make this commitment. You're making a commitment to God to say, God, this is what I'm going to do in this season. I'm going to really take this thing seriously. But also make it to yourself. Because here's the thing, we can be our own setback. The enemy was the enemy. Y'all know you heard me say that before. We can self-sabotage our growth. We can self-sabotage our journey and where we're trying to go in life. Because here's the thing, we don't believe in ourselves. That self-doubt creeps in. I always said to myself, I don't know what else to do. And like I said before, I see all the time people taking shots and taking pills and doing surgery. And I was like, I'm not doing that. There gotta be another way for me to do this. Right. And so this whole fasting thing, yes, it was a physical shift. There was a couple shifts. The physical shift was, here I am today. I'm down 30 pounds since February 18th. I'm down 30 pounds. Not only that, I lost 6 inches off my waist. Like, I measure my waist, I'm down 6 inches. And so the more and more I was documenting the journey, the more and more I was celebrating the small wins, right? And the small wins was like a half an inch. The small wins was, girl, you went 5 days and you stick to your 16-8 schedule. That was a win for me. Then not only that, here's the thing, because I want to encourage somebody. A lot of times we're looking for somebody else to tell us we're doing a good job. We're looking for somebody else to say, girl, I see you. I see you. I didn't get that right away, because here's the thing, even for me, you got to see the transformation, and the weight went moving fast enough. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be weighing myself every day. I am not going to stress myself out weighing myself. We're not about to do that. Not in this season. Not in this season. So I said, you know what? I'm going to measure my success by embracing the process. Every day that I get up and I pray and I meditate and go to the gym or even just walk, wow, I'm measuring the steps, right? Because if I do what I'm supposed to do with these steps and the journey of it all, the results are going to come. And that took, I want to say, when I got to maybe like that 15-pound mark or 18-pound mark loss, that's when people started saying to me or hit me up in the back channel, like, I see you, girl. Look at you. Okay, you're doing a good job. Look, the DMs was on fire, honey. Focus, Tressa. Focus. Because I was like, what we ain't gonna do. But anyway, let me stop, y'all. But anyway, but it was really truly just even seeing others. And I even had somebody hit me up and they were like, look, you give me motivation and hope. How are you doing it? And I just told them, like, this is what I'm doing. So yes, it was a physical shift, right? But it was that mindset shift, my discipline. That discipline was what taught me to say, you know what? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I started telling myself, tomorrow ain't promised. And I know that sounds harsh. I know that sounds crazy, but tomorrow ain't promised. People die every day. And I say that with a passion, because people die every day, every hour, every second, every millisecond. Some people go to bed and don't wake up the next day. Some people leave the house and don't come back home. So y'all know how I feel about that. And y'all, those who rock with me and know about my journey, I'm like, I visualize my success. I visualize me building a brand, right? Me teaching others how to be convicted to grow in life, career, but your health matters, right? I'm passionate about just making sure that we're doing what we need to do for our health. Mental health matters. That's why I posted, what was it, the other day? I said, check on your people. Check on your people. You just never know. And when I say people, whoever you talk to on a basis that maybe for whatever reason y'all not talking as much, or they lay low and they get quiet, check on your people, because you just never know what people are going through. I can remember moments, I swear with number God, because I can remember moments I would get quiet myself. And here's the thing, what I'm learning to do differently is, those who that I rock with, care about, love, whatever, I like, hey, I'm good, whatever. But sometimes, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, back in the day, I would get so silent. What? Trust who? Trust where? Like, because when I was even in the journey of my and I don't call it isolation no more. I had to it's in my separation season when I was in this even that journey of healing and rebuilding again. I will isolate myself, well, separate myself, but it was feeling like isolation. And here's the thing, I would get quiet because sometimes, you being the strong one, let's just say out of your group, out of your family, just in general, if you're known to be the strong one and you go through your things in life, it's kind of like you don't want to dump truck, like you don't want to back it up and dump your problems to somebody else. And so sometimes we will suffer in silence. And I can admit that I did that. When I go through things, I would just let me it just be me and God. But I would say that there were people that out of the blue, would text me, "Hey, how are you? You good? How's everything going?" Like I'm just checking on you, just make sure, or call me up on FaceTime. And so I say to say that, check on your people because you just never know what people are going through. So the physical shift, the mindset shift, and honestly, this fasting also really helped me finish my book. Like y'all know, I wrote the book Convicted to Grow, which is set to release in 12 days. Super excited for that, but just the book because I had been starting this book forever. And even with the book process, I had to redo it over because when I first wrote the book 2 years ago, I wrote it in a place when I was in my low of lows, right? And so the book was coming off more of me just crying out, like the pain side. Fast forward 2 years later, now in this season of the becoming, the evolving, the rising side, where I'm at now, I had to redo it over. And one of the things that fasting has taught me, that when you get more clarity, and especially if you're a believer, and especially if you believe in God, He will speak to you so clearly. Like when I remember, like in March, when I started writing a book, actually, I was in a challenge that you had to create something in 14 days. And I remember before I started that challenge, it was like, redo it over. Like, what? Redo it over. That's not, no, we need to make this part your story. You're going to share, parts, snippets of your story, but you're going to be the coach. You're going to give people what they need to rebuild and rise again. So I had to switch it up, y'all. Um, and so just even in this fasting journey, because like I said, it's beyond the scale, I started getting more clear of what is it that Tressa want in life? What does Tressa want? Who does Tressa need to be in alignment with? Y'all know I always say my assignment is in my alignment, meaning that I need to be aligned in this journey right now with the right people, with the right energy, right? That have my best interest. It's a reciprocity with great intentions. Like that's where I was at. And so I even just getting this more clarity, right? Control of now, of knowing that I've learned so much about this journey, this process of fasting, that I make better choices even when it comes to me eating certain foods. Now, here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat and be like, yeah, I did this all the time. No, like even now, I may have my moments. Like yesterday, y'all, went all day without. No, I did. I broke my fast with an apple, and I had 4 eggs, 4 boiled eggs, and what else did I have? Some Greek yogurt. But yesterday evening, I was out. I had to go meet a client, a potential client at that, and then I had a meeting, and I was like, I'm gonna make it back at home in time. And it just so happened. I had to pull over for the coaching call. So I'm in the parking lot of in the mall with a Chick-fil-A, and all I smell is the food. And I was like, but I know I did. I went in and got me three tenders. And what's crazy is I ordered 3 tenders, them big thick tenders, and um they messed up my order because when I pulled over, it was 8 chicken nuggets. No, it wasn't even 8. It was a 6 count or 4. It was something, and I was like, you know what? I should pull back around. But you know what? I said, you know what? Forget it. They can have that. Whatever. I'll just embrace what I have. So I say all to say that you know, not only did the fasting teach me discipline with my food choices and things like that, with the exception of yesterday. Okay, y'all give me some grace, y'all. Give me some grace. Because here's the thing. Even when you fall, you get back up. Let me say that again. Don't even when you fall, you get back up. Yes, after I had them chicken tenders yesterday, knowing good daggone well, I'm like, okay, it ain't like I had a cheat day. I had a cheat item. So guess what? I get back up and guess what I did? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go walk. I'm gonna go walk. Last night I went walking. So it was a trade-off for me. And here's another thing too. So I want to tell you who we got. Oh, thank you. I could just look, I just realized that it's streaming over there on the Facebook side too. Um so yeah, so that's pretty much what it taught me the discipline of it all, getting a better relationship with God, just getting clarity. One of the things I want to tell you that when you are in a fast, before you start it, seek him first in anything. You could fast from anything. This week I took 3 days. I did a 72 social media fast. From my video, from IG, YouTube, TikTok. I did 72 hours because for one, I'm in this middle of this launch, and again, the distraction of it all. I took 72 hours. You could sustain from TV. Hell, you can sustain from sex. Anything that has a strong hold over you that you can't stay focused, that fasting is that discipline. And so Priscilla said it. She said, when we fast, dedicate time to God and just listen what we can hear his voice in abundance. And I've been hearing his voice more clear now. I've been hearing his voice on the direction where I need to go in this season, who I need to connect with. I hear his voice even in certain things that I'm doing, like even certain decisions, because one of the things that I used to do, and you probably have done this, make a hasty decision. Just make a decision, but so now when there's an opportunity presented to me, or somebody wants me to do something or want me to join or do whatever, let me get back to you. Like, I say that now because I gotta pray on that thing. I had somebody one time was like, what was it? Um, they wanted to partner to do this event, but where was it at? Oh my gosh. It was somewhere down south. I want to say it was in the Charlotte area, whatever, but it was for business owners, and they were like, look, with your expertise and my expertise, he was a realtor, and I don't know what he saw in me, but he was like, I could see you coming in and motivating, blah, 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 and we could bring this together and blah, blah, blah. And he said, we should do it. Now, sometimes when people come to me all hyped up, I'm quick to be like, yeah, okay. Not anymore. Not anymore. I listen, process it. All right, let me get back to you. And I remember the next day, I reached out to him because I didn't want to just keep it lingering where he got all hyped up thinking that, we're going to do something. I said, I don't see that vision for myself. God didn't tell me that. Like, I'm okay with saying that. God didn't tell me that. Like, that's not the direction. Let's table it maybe later. But right now, I'm building. Like, I am building, and I want to encourage anybody that is an entrepreneur. When you in your building season, you gotta have some clarity. You gotta have clarity. You gotta have control. You gotta be committed. You gotta be consistent. All with confidence. Ooh, that's a word. Yeah, y'all hear that? Them 5 C's. What did I say? Hold on. Oh man, I'm surprised myself sometimes with some of the stuff that come out my mouth. Man. What did I say? Oh, that was a word. You got to have clarity. You got to have control. You got to be committed. You got to be consistent. Oh, with confidence. I feel like I'm missing a C. But y'all get it. Go back to the replay, okay? Woo, that's a word. That is a word for real. And even in this season for me, y'all, the clarity is like right now, the focus is me. Is me building the brand, building me as a person. Because once I started going through this journey of fast, I'll be honest with y'all, and I'm about to show y'all this video. Once I started going through this journey of fasting, I feel like a lot has shedded. Like a lot of layers have shedded. It's not just the weight that has came off of me. It's even certain thoughts, like old habits or old mindset thoughts. Because here's the thing: sometimes you gotta get rid of some of that thinking. And here's the thing: you could be the most positive person, But if you're thinking self-doubt, that's a negative thought. Like you got to sometimes retrain how you think about things. Are you looking at that glass of water half empty, or are you looking at that glass of water half full? How are you looking at things? So I had to reframe just even the mindset of how I started looking at things, having more compassion and giving myself more grace, and saying that this is a process. This is a process. This journey that I'm walking on, this is a process. What I also learned was that don't be afraid or don't be ashamed of your story. We all have stories. We all have setbacks. We all have went through some things in our lives that, guess what? Some of us said it, we're gonna take it to our grave. It's just me and God gonna know. I get it. But some of you guys have probably have went through something that you are overcomer. You have overcome things to the point where you can't keep that to yourself. That's a testimony. That's a message. Why do you see like some of the speakers you see, the motivational speakers, not just even motivational speakers, but people who are speakers and that are successful in life, they talk about that journey, what made them get to where they at today, right? And so I even learned in my fasting of refinishing this book was like, Tressa, it's okay to share what you want to share, but it's okay. Don't be ashamed of your story. We all have went through setbacks in life. We all have went through a journey where it was a season of a stillness season. Stillness season, okay? And even when you're in your stillness season, that's when the most development has to take place. Because when I was in my stillness seasons 2 years ago, I wasn't being developed. In fact, I was numb in the season of the grief, of the pain, of the burnout. I was numb in it, right? But I had to tell myself, you know what? This too shall pass. I got a story, I got a message. And it really took for me, honestly, just walking hand in hand and hearing what God was telling me. Be convicted to growing, be convicted to changing. If you fall, get back up. You don't beat yourself up over it. You just keep going. Let that resilience build over time, right? And so when I look at where I'm at now, I think differently. I don't have to be entertained by things that's not going to bring the best out of me. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know, let me tell you, look, how many of y'all have ever clapped back? Or you want to be petty, or you want to throw subliminal messages out there because you. And here's the thing about that, because I see it all the time on Facebook. People be throwing subliminal messages. People be throwing subliminal messaging. Chances are that person ain't gonna see it. The person you really want to see it. Okay, so even in your clapback season, sometimes you gotta just. Sometimes the best response is nothing at all. Okay, and that'll drive somebody crazy. What? They ain't say nothing back. No, baby, this is growth. This is evolving over here. Evolving. She said, yeah, they do. That part, exactly. You know they do. So before you clap back or be petty or be subliminal, like, so I've learned that, like, no, Tressa, that ain't you. You want to build. You trying to build this $1 million brand. You trying to grow. You want to be where when you lay your head down at night, God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Now, listen, I ain't perfect. I ain't holy all than thou. He's still working on me. But even as he work on me, guess what? I'm going to continue to grow in this journey. And any mistakes along the way, understand that. Guess what? Yes, I may make a mistake, but I gotta acknowledge that. And here's the thing: I always say, growth is a daily thing. It's a daily thing. And so she said pettiness. Yeah, yeah. So I just moved differently. And maybe till I turned 47. My walk is different. I feel like, Priscilla, look, she wrote a book called A Table for One. She talks about her single season. And I just like, and I need to support that, Priscilla. I don't know if you could put the link in the chat. It's an ebook, but I really need it because I just thought about that. Even when you in your single season, y'all, embrace it. Table for one, embrace that. Sometimes we waiting on for the man and the woman to complete us. I forgot who said this one time. They said, you don't need nobody to complete you. When people say, I need a man, I need somebody to complete me. You don't need that. You don't need nobody to complete you. You don't need nobody to compete with you. If anything, you find somebody that can compliment you. Woo, look at them C's again, y'all. That's a word. Y'all better write that down. Yes. Compliment me, baby. Let us compliment each other. Woo. Y'all know. And but even in your single season, so even for me, y'all, even in this season that I'm walking, yes, it's a single season, it's a growth season, it's an entrepreneur season. The season I'm in, I'm embracing it. I'm embracing it. I'm embracing it with love. I'm embracing it with gratitude. And I love the fact that God is bringing the right people in this journey. I love the fact that even in this fasting journey, and here's the thing, y'all, I am thinking that this fast is going to be a part of my life. And I say that meaning when I break my fast, right? Breakfast. When I break my fast, I don't have to go get something sweet, no donuts. And you know how it is when you, especially when you was in the office, corporate, they have donuts sitting in the break room, right? Just so even for me, just what it's taught me is that this is my temple, this is my body. No, we don't know our expiration date on this earth. We don't. But if I can add some lifeline to it by doing the right things and putting the right things in my body. And here's the thing, it's more than just food, y'all. It's more than just food. What am I listening to? Who am I connecting to? The soul ties is everything. So I'm just like, all right, God, I'm on this journey. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm gonna show y'all this video real quick before we head on out. This video that I'm gonna show you, and I told you it came up in my memories, right? So this video I'm about to show you that really made me think, like, Tressa, you got to get your life together and change this around so you can shed just not just the weight, but this self-doubt to say that you can't do something, right? So I'm gonna show you this video. This video was from a branding shoot that I did. And I spent money. We went to the city. I spent some money on this because we had videographer, makeup, hair. And when I look back at it, I can laugh at and smile at myself at it now. At first, I was like, WTH, because I was just like, one, why would y'all let me put the dress on, right? Why would y'all let me put this dress on? And I spent this money and I don't want to post it. I don't know about y'all. How many of you guys have did a video and you're like, oh my gosh. The difference is I spent some money going down to the city and doing a branding shoot. So that's why I said no. But I'm gonna show y'all this video. It has a message to it, but I never oh Lord, I can't believe I'm showing it to you. But here, let me play this. Let me play this. I don't think it has any copyright songs, but let me just say there's nothing. I don't own the copyrights to the background instrumental. It's hopefully I don't get flagged for it. I don't think I will, but I just want to show y'all this video. All right, here we go. Alrighty, let's see. How should I? Okay, here we go. Lord Jesus. I can't believe I'm showing y'all this. Listen, you gotta learn how to be your own coach. Motivate yourself, encourage yourself. The power of words. Speak affirmations to yourself daily. Hold on. I am a money. Hold on. Y'all see that? I had no business. I'm gonna play the message again, but I gotta pause that. Look at that button. That button was crying me a river. What the world? You have side part. I can even look at my face. Like when I see this, I look back at it now because I'm trying to tell y'all that if I can have a come to Jesus moment and say, Tressa, this is high cholesterol walking around with heels. Okay. But I want y'all to see that. For me, it did. I'm like, but I was cute though. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. But after I did it, I was like, So let me start over again. But I need y'all to see that because I was just like, listen, you gotta learn how to be your own coach. Motivate yourself, encourage yourself. The power of words. Speak affirmations to yourself daily. I am a money magnet. I am beautiful. I'm confident. I'm healthy. I'm healed. I'm a multi-millionaire. Time just hasn't caught up with me yet. I am destined for greatness. I am purpose driven. I am naturally dynamic. Listen, when I speak these affirmations to me daily, it does something to me because I believe in the power of words. Speak those things as though they were until it manifests on your behalf. Love you. Great message. It was a great message. But when that showed up in my memories on February 17th, when it showed up, I said, oh no. I'm not the product of the product. If I'm telling myself I'm healthy, and I'm all these things, I also got to put the work in. Because here's the thing about affirmations, y'all. You can speak it, speak it, speak it, speak it, speak it, speak it all day long, right? But you got to do. To whom much is given, much is required. That's a Bible verse. I don't even know what Bible verse that is, y'all. If anybody know, drop it in the chat. But to whom much is given, much is required, meaning you got to do. I'm just speaking. I'm speaking, right? But still want to eat my chicken wings and still want to have my wine. So here we are, another year. So that's why when I told Jeff, I said, Jeff, we're gonna hold off on this photo shoot. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna push this back. I want to do a fourth. I want to jump into 2026 with a transformation. Why this convicted to grow year, right? Let me, if anything, let me take that money and put it towards this book and the book release. And yes, I showed y'all this last week, but that's the dress, same dress. That's why I said, you know what? This is what fasting taught me. It's a disciplined mindset. That's what it taught me. Same thing with this one. That was January on the left, me and May on the right. Discipline. And no, here's the thing. This message is not about my weight loss journey. It's about that this fasting is what jump started one, the clarity, the discipline, and really truly betting on me. I challenge y'all, listen, I challenge y'all, bet on you. We got 6 months, 6 months left in 2025. I challenge you to bet on you for the remainder of this year. What is it that you're going to go all in with? What is it? Is it a project? Is it a business? Maybe it's your own transformation. Maybe it's your own transformation. And you say, you know what? I got to bet on me. I want to see how I look. I want to see if I can really, truly take this thing to the next level. Oh, thank you. Okay. He said Luke 12:48. Y'all better write that down. To whom much is given, much is required. It required my focus. It required me to put this work in. It's the daily steps, right? Now, what I have learned, and even before, is that you want to make sure that anything you do, you seek God first. Seek Him first in all that you do. So I'm super excited this next journey because one of the things that I'm going to be doing going forward is giving you guys more of me. Doing impromptu lives. I thought about doing Tuesday talks with Tressa or something, but being more active on this channel because I want to grow it. And but just giving y'all this season of me, right? So yeah. And I'm super excited. But listen, y'all, thank y'all for those who have rocked with the book. As of today, matter of fact, I just saw 2 more orders come in. So as of right now, we are at 53 pre-order books that has sold. Like, y'all, I'm so I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I am. But we had 53 that has and that's 53 people that said, I believe in you before I even received the product. I'm so excited, y'all. If y'all, for those who just joined the replay game, this is the new book. In matter of fact, that's the old cover. I have a new cover on that. I need to get that. That's not the right cover. Let me get the right cover. But anyway, what I was gonna say. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I want to encourage somebody that don't wait to perfection before you release something. I ain't gonna lie. I was like trying to perfect the cover, and things like that. And what I learned was the more and more I try to perfect something, the more. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'll just show. Come on, Tressa. I don't think it's gonna let me. I don't think it's. I was gonna try to show y'all the cover, but if you go to convictedtogrow.com, you'll see the updated cover. It's similar to that. It's just the background is not as busy, and I'm trying to share it while I got you guys on, so y'all can see the difference. Because it even took me probably about 2 weeks to finalize covers. But what I did learn in this process is that you don't have to just start it. Just start it. You know, we strive for this perfection. Okay, I can't bring it up. I don't know where it is. I was trying to bring it up for y'all. But again, if you go to convictedtogrow.com, if somebody could put that in the chat, that'd be great. But and you'll see. But it's been a journey. So I'm super excited. I did get an email or call from the production company. Tuesday, everything's all set in motion. Everything got approved, setup was correct. And the company that's doing it is they're actually based in New Jersey. It's 2 hours away, and they was going to ship it. And we talked on some things with content because y'all know. Listen, I told y'all, I'm trying to also like use my gifts and get people like promoting people. So I just told them, I said, I'll pick it up. I'd rather pick up the physical items. Again, it's 2 hours. So I think they told me to be ready for pickup on Wednesday. So I'm gonna head to Jersey and pick up the book for the pre-order. And I use the company that one helps out independent publisher. I ain't gonna give you all their name yet because I gotta make sure. But we gotta do the console behind the scenes content is me going there. We're gonna do me unveiling the box, opening it up, seeing the physical product. Because it's crazy because I don't have the physical product, but yeah, so I go to Jersey on Wednesday. What else? And then it'll be released on Amazon on the 25th. So it's been a journey. And yeah. So if you would like to order your signed copy, for the shirts, shirt orders have already been put in, but I did order a few extra. So if you go to the site and see some sold out, I do have some sizes left, but the shirt order has been put in. And so I do encourage anybody who's trying to write a book or things like that, to get your strategy, the momentum, build that momentum, and be consistent with it. So you're gonna see me out here putting this book out here. I did this work this long. I gotta stay consistent with just marketing. My ultimate goal is I would love to sell 500 copies. I say 500 copies in 60 to 90 days. We were at 53. What's that? We have 53. So I still got, and that's just pre-orders. And my goal was 100 for pre-orders, but so I'm just amazed by what God is doing in my life, where He's taken me, the shift, the pivot. God, I said, God, just allow me to connect with the right people. The right people. Yeah. But anyway. So listen, I don't have anything else. Anybody want to say something? We were live. If this has beyond, oh, thank you, Priscilla. If anything I have said that has resonated with you today on any level, give me a great. I don't know if y'all can do green hearts in the chat. I know we can do it on TikTok, but drop a green heart in the chat if it's anything I said. I always tell God, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart to be acceptable in thy sight. So if I only touch one person, I know I'm serving my purpose. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing good. And we are hour. Oh, yeah, we doing good. I might start doing this every Friday at 11. I'm thinking 11. I would love to go live at 11, but it won't let you schedule like that. You have to do it in 15-minute increments. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, love. Thank you. I appreciate you. You've been rocking on me for a minute. And you've seen the journey of just actually me and you've been rocking with each other since 2022 from the TikTok street. So thank you. I appreciate you for supporting me. And I'm so proud of you and your journey. And yes. And for the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. For the one who will be entrusted with much, much more would be asked. Can you elaborate on that? And thank you too as well. Thank you too, Quincy. I appreciate you. I really do. You always drop some gems, just the encouragement and really have showed me, just the love and the support. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously. Oh, thank you too, Priscilla. Oh, I love you too, girl. I really do. I love all of y'all. I really genuinely want to see people win. I do. That's my ultimate goal. I said, God, bless me on another level that I can be a blessing to others. Like, you can't take things with you when you leave this earth, but give me the abundance that I need so I can help others on another level. Help me bring people on opportunities, things like that. One day I'm gonna have my own team on payroll, have a security guard and look muscles. Anyway, oh, that's the Bible verse itself. And from the one who's been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Oh, I like that. What was that? I gotta scroll back up. Luke 12:48. I gotta remember that. 1248. Y'all better be glad I don't play the numbers like that no more. Because I would have been going to play pick 4. But listen, y'all, as I always say, life is a journey. Life is priceless, and to some, life is short. But while you here on God's green earth, you recognize who you are. You step into your potential because you really got what it takes to win. But you got to believe that you got what it takes to win. Yesterday, we talked about my journey of what fasting taught me. Maybe something right now has been pulling on you. Maybe something right now has a stronghold on you, whether it's a habit, whether it's a person, whatever that looks like. Maybe right now you got to say, I got to sustain from something. And here's the thing, that fasting, you will start to see real clearly. What did I say? You get clarity, control, but you got to make the commitment. You got to be consistent, all with confidence. Okay. And so I really do appreciate y'all. Keep rocking with me like the best. Oh, you have to read both because they only let you put so many characters. Oh, okay. Got it. I didn't know that. Okay, so the 1248. Okay, got it. Yeah. So y'all write that down. I don't know who needs to hear that, but Luke 12:48. Y'all know I really gonna be dropping scriptures in here, but I felt led to say that. Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much is required. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Listen, do. This is your doing season. DOING. This is your doing season. You owe some things. Some of y'all is ready for a due season, right? DUE. You like, when is it my due season? When am I gonna get the promises, right? You want the promises, but you don't want to go through the process. But in order for you to get the things that's owed to you and due to you, DUE, you gotta do. DOING. Doing. Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this. Maybe somebody from the replay game will get to hear this and be like, "Oh my gosh, she's talking to me." I didn't even expect to say that. I'm telling you, I don't be knowing what God be want to put in my mouth to say. I just move. I had to do. I had to get out my way. I had to get out of my way because I can't cheat on the gift. I can't cheat on the calling. You guys are gifted and talented. You have a purpose. You have gifts that need to be stirred up like that gumbo. It need to be stirred up. So I need you to stir that thing and stop playing. Stop cheating on yourself. Make these next 6 months your best 6 months of 2025. You said you want to thrive, but you ain't doing. I need you to do. Okay, I need you to do. So yeah, this is the unedited cut version of me doing this podcast live. You just never know what might come out my mouth. So with that being said, I love you. Thank y'all once again for supporting your girl. And until next time, mwah.